The show is nothing without the writers.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, thank you so much to our writers, Gary, Keith, Sarah,
Yeah, if we didn't
and
have
Wally.
writers,
God, Wally.
Wally,
I mean, when he came in, we were like, okay,
he is a son of a bitch.
well, he's your cousin,
Yeah.
and we hired him.
yeah,
But we've got great
he
writers.
demands that you call him Waldorf.
Yeah.
Stupid.
What'd you say? You can't have a pie without Cool Whip. Cool Whip? Cool Whip, yeah. You mean Cool Whip. Yeah, Cool Whip.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. Ha! That's funny. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Darin.
I am Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is going to be a doozy of an episode because tonight, or today, depends on what time you listen, I'm going to be on TV. And I'm going to talk all about the special funky deets.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about an American classic, hot dogs.
Oh,
We're going to go deep into hot dog lore.
Tonight, you'll hear the rest of the
You'll
story.
hear the rest of the story about hot dogs.
About hot dogs. How was your Father's Day?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Loveland.
Okay.
You know where that is?
I do.
It's up the way there, right next to the creek.
Yep. Well, you go over the river.
So the cool thing about Father's Day is if you are a dad, a father, you can say that you want to do anything and everyone else feels obligated by a sense of guilt and duty to do what it is that you want to do.
You said duty.
Yeah, the call of duty.
Yeah.
So I like to go to record stores. Why do you like to go to record stores, Mike? I like to look at and purchase records.
It's your jam.
I thought you like to stream all your music. I do. And then when I buy music, I buy it on vinyl. But you can't take a record player with you, Mike. Get off my show. This is my show. I can talk about whatever I want. So I like to buy the vinyls.
Do I even need to be here?
I went specifically looking for Noel Gallagher vinyl.
He was in Oasis.
He was in Oasis. I love Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
The man can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And he has just put out an amazing album.
With the Flying Birds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Noel Gallagher and the High Flying Birds. The stupidest name for a band, and then it's grown on me over it was stupid in the beginning.
No, Sammy Hagar. Remember when he and then the drummer?
Tequila.
No, he and the drummer for the Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
Chickenfoot. Chickenfoot.
Yeah,
that was a stupid name for a band.
that name. I like that name.
Okay, I like the music that they put out, but Chickenfoot was a stupid name for an album.
So the new Noel Gallagher is Council Skies, and it is great.
Yeah, what I listened to was really good.
Yeah, and so. Previously, my favorite Noel Gallagher album was Who Built the Moon, which is the album just before that. So they had, at Plaid Room Records, a lot of singles. Now, the cool thing about Noel Gallagher and his singles, he sees into the future. He's running this like it's the year 3000.
Okay.
He, years ago, said, hey, nobody's really buying albums anymore. I'm going to put out singles and EPs. So he'll put out one song and then a couple of B-sides along with it and just put that out.
Nice.
And then a few months later, he does it again. A few months later, he does it again. Pretty soon, he's got a whole album out there and he never released anything.
Yeah.
And then he releases an album that has some of those, but then a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you're trying to collect all of Noel Gallagher's stuff, you end up being an idiot like me.
Good luck.
Going to the store and it's like, oh, this one's on that version, this one's on that. And you collect it all. I have 3 or 4 of his albums, but I really have about 6 albums when it's all said and done.
I'm over here.
I had nothing to talk about
trying
tonight.
so hard to...
You can't get a word in edgewise when I have nothing to talk about. Because I don't give a
Billy Idol,
Yeah.
his last 2 releases were 4-song EPs.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why not just wait and release one
Yeah.
and with like 8, maybe 10 songs on it?
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he's going to do that. I have just a suspicion he's going to release another EP, and then because that's what Sister Hazel did. They did a series called Elements.
Yeah.
They had fire, wind, water, and sky or something. And then they released them all on one disc.
Yeah. The days of the album, kids today don't understand what an album is.
I know.
So I got a vinyl from the band that shall not be named.
Right.
And I put it on, and I was listening to it, and the album ended after the 6th song. And you had to flip the record over.
Yeah.
You had to get up, go over and flip the record over.
Right.
And started it. Now, back when this album originally came out, it came out on tape. All right. So you had to flip the tape.
Right.
And then the song started on the next side, and I was like, whoa.
What happened?
that's a hell of a song to start the second side out. That comes out of the gate, slam it. Like the sixth song kind of ends on a down note, and then the seventh comes in and beats you across the face. I thought, that's how they should release this. And then it hit me as like, Mike, that's how they release it.
That's how they release it.
It's just not how you listen to it anymore. It's all like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this is how they intended it to listen. Same thing with Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
You take all the Pink Floyd stuff, and they'll have like one really long, you need to drop 2 shrooms, an acid, and lick a frog to enjoy this side. And the other side is just like, well, what do we got in the studio? A dog, a burrito, and a tambourine. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So the days of the album are numbered. So Noel
I know, and that
Gallagher,
bothers me.
and it bothers me as well. But I love the way Noel does it. It's like he keeps his name up there. It's like, oh, he's got a few songs that came out. So you're always I'm always thinking about him. And then boom, an album hits. And it's like, what happened?
Yeah. No, there are some artists like Willie Nelson. One of his greatest albums was The Red-Headed Stranger. Every song, the whole song or the whole album told one story throughout. You could listen to the songs individually, but when you listen to the album, when you listen to the whole collection,
it's like Bruce Springsteen 2 albums, Nebraska and The Ghost of Tom Joad told the story all the way through. The Wall, I don't see how anybody does it. Like every time I'm listening to The Wall, even if I listen to like one song, it's like, all right, I have to go back and listen to In the Flesh and go all the way through the whole thing, and then by the end of it, I don't want to go to work anymore.
But there are songs that are meant to be played first.
Yes.
Bon Jovi, Lay Your Hands on Me.
Yeah.
That song is meant to be played first.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah,
I'm not going to mention the band that shall not be named.
Again.
But they do have a residency coming up, and they're celebrating a specific album. And in the band that shall not be named forums, there's an influx of crazy people.
An influx,
saying, hey, they should kick off the show with the third song from the album after the album that they're doing the show for. And all of the rest of us normal, sane people are like, are you out of your mind?
Us God-fearing Christians.
Us God-fearing Christian U2 fans. No. Sorry. Us God-fearing Christian, the band that shall not be named, fans. No.
I think it's worse. That's like calling him the artist formerly known as Prince.
The artist.
Okay. The band that should not be named, everybody knows who in the hell you're talking about.
Okay. V3, they come out and they should start with Zoo Station. You have to start with Zoo Station. This is a celebration of Zoo TV.
V3.
It's the next.
It's the sequel.
You can't start it with a different. Right. There will be a riot, and I've told them. I've been in there. I've used my real name. I use my real name in that group. And I said, Mike, stand by this statement. If they play anything other than this song, there will be a riot. And I got lots of likes. I got huggies, the huggy emoji.
Oh, okay.
All kinds of people.
There's nothing better than an internet hug.
And then somebody says, well, why can't they play this? It's because that would be a crime against humanity if they did that.
Open up with the first song.
The hell's wrong with you?
It's like they did on that tour that shall not be named. Yeah. The first song was the first song on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I talking like Jay Leno? Hey, what are you doing to do that?
And if they did it, now,
okay,
they're not going to play the album in order because then there would be another riot. If they don't follow Zoo Station with The Fly, I'll get up and start hurling bad words.
So do you want the songs played in order or not?
No. And they've already said they're not going to. And I know the reason they're not going to is because Zoo TV, when you went to go see it, you saw Zoo Station, then The Fly, then Even Better Than the Real Thing. The first song, the seventh song, and the second song. That's the order you go in. You kick their ass. You kick their ass more. Then you come back to it with the holy crap, the acid's kicking in. Then you bring it down.
When I went to see Offspring, they were doing the 25th anniversary of Smash.
Yeah.
Their greatest album.
Okay.
And I didn't even realize at the time that they did not play Come Out and Play in order. And it wasn't until they were like wrapping it up and I'm like, hold on a second. And then they closed that with Come Out and Play. Then they took a break, came back and did like 6 songs, non-Smash. And I was like, okay, I'll let that. I was going to let that slide.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Vinyl. It's making a comeback, you know.
That's right.
Now back to you guys in the studio.
For Father's Day, we went to see The Flash.
I really want to see it. Don't tell me it sucks.
Okay, I'm not.
Okay.
Because I didn't think it sucked. Don't go on the internet at all.
I'm not.
You've probably already seen
No.
many spoilers.
I have not.
Because they're everywhere now.
I'm not looking.
They're exploding the spoilers.
Okay, I'm not.
So, okay. And I'm not, I won't tell you nothing.
I've somehow managed to avoid all the...
I didn't think it sucked. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what we did for Father's Day. And Libby got me a David Letterman, the book of bumpers. It's a
Okay.
photo book of
Yeah.
all the in and out things that they used to commercial break.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was awesome.
Was there a stinger at the end of The Flash?
Yes, and it's not worth staying through the credits.
Okay.
I will
So-
tell you that. It didn't have anything that you could totally take it out.
Yeah. So
And it doesn't lead up to anything.
Idris Elba played The Flash. Ezra
No.
Miller,
Ezra Miller.
not Idris Elba.
At the beginning of the podcast, I mentioned that I'm going to be on the TV.
Yeah.
I am going to be in a promo for Rewind TV,
Ooh.
the best classic comedies from the 80s and 90s.
Are they putting your image on the...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to be in there.
Yes, I am
Yeah.
on the promo.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So when where I work,
Uh-huh.
I make promos for Antenna TV
Yeah.
and Rewind TV, two
Okay.
completely different networks.
Yep.
So Rewind focuses mainly on shows from the 80s and 90s. And I wrote this promo, and they had said, well, what if we, instead of doing it this way, what if we shot some footage and put a guy on camera like a salesperson, like an infomercial?
Yeah.
And what if we did it this way? And I said, well, we can totally do that. And they said, okay. And so they brought me up to Chicago, and we were going to use a person sitting on a couch, frustrated, watching television.
Uh-huh.
And that person wasn't really like, I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know. They would have done it,
Uh-huh.
but I could tell they weren't very comfortable. So I said, well, I mean, I can do it. And like, oh, great.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing it. Now, I didn't write myself into the promo. I stepped in. It's like, fine. I'm okay doing it because I know exactly what I want. And I've been on TV before.
It's a Darin Cox joint.
It is. It is. Yeah. So it's almost finished.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got a couple more revisions to make.
They're doing
from
the
it.
CGI.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
All that stuff.
They're changing my. I've got hair in the promo. I don't. I'm a guy sitting on a couch watching TV. I'm frustrated. I can do frustrated. So, but yeah, I'm going to be on TV, and I'm going to let everybody know when the promo is ready to go. But I'm excited.
That's
one
awesome.
of the things that we did when I was up in Chicago.
That's
we
awesome.
shot that promo.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on TV in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be. They would throw me on every now and then
Yeah.
when I worked at Channel 5.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite when Ohio was considering changing the law to or changing the blood alcohol level for drunk driving.
Yeah.
And from a point something to a point something else. They were tossing that idea around. So they said, well, how drunk are you if you're at this level? So they were going to do an experiment.
Get people to that level and then just...
And see if they pass a DUI exam, right? So one of the main anchors, Mike, says, Darin, you want to get drunk and be on TV? Yeah, sure. So we went to a police station.
Okay.
Somebody came and got me,
Yeah.
drove me to the
Yeah.
police station, and I had 4 beers or 6 beers, I think.
Okay.
Well, I had a DUI exam,
Maybe.
right? And they did the thing with the, you had to take the 4 steps and you had to do the alphabet and whatever.
I would love to do that. Because I watch a lot of DUI videos.
Right.
I would love to say, like, I wonder if I could do that sober.
Right. Well, that's what I was telling the guy. And make fun of me all you want,
Yeah.
but they did the light thing, and I said, I was concerned. I'm like, I have a lazy eye. I don't want them thinking that I got drunk and my eyes start crossing because they're normally like that. And the police officer says you have nothing to worry about. That your eyes will
It's whether
your
they're
eyes
vibrating or-
vibrate kind
Yeah.
of sort of when you get really hammered.
Yeah.
So I did that, and so I was drunk on TV.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And a few years before that, they did another experiment at Channel 5. They wanted to see my buddy David was getting ready to do some training in the break room. And we had cameras set up or whatever. I go in there and I just start tearing him apart. It's like, I need this room. He says, well, I booked this room. I was like, damn it, David. And I was just throwing a fit. You know what? Fine. I'll just do my thing somewhere else. And I stormed out.
Yeah.
And all the people there were like, what was his problem, right? They told me, said, Darin, go in there and throw a fit less than like 30 seconds or whatever and storm out. Then our anchor walks in there and says, okay, so what we're doing is an exam here. not an exam, but a test.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to know if you can describe that guy to a sketch artist.
Oh.
Say if he had come in and robbed David or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so the girl had to describe me to a sketch artist, and she got really close.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the exam, I looked kind of like Matt Damon. She forgot she had the face
Yeah.
pretty good.
Uh-huh.
She forgot the goatee
Okay.
and the glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Stump Woodley mentioned another time I was on TV when I worked at Channel 9.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to the DUI in a second. I'm working at Channel 9 in Cincinnati, and one of our promo guys is walking through, and he is just like very frustrated and like just feverishly trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on, man? Do you need any help? And he goes, we're trying to put this promo together. Do you want to be in a promo? I'm like, sure. Yeah. What do you need me to do? And he says, we're just going to see your face. That's all. I mean, we're just going to show like part of your face, and I'm telling you, people won't even recognize you.
Okay.
I was like, why would I want to be in a promo that no one's going to recognize me?
Yeah.
He goes, we need you to be a sex predator. And I said, okay. So they had me standing there, and they had just half of my face lit, where the one side's dark and ominous, and the other side's and you could clearly tell who I was.
Yeah,
you could clearly tell that was me. Yeah. And it was like, he may be on your street near your home. Is there a sex predator living in your neighborhood? Yeah. And then it's me.
Yeah,
and I showed it to my mom, and she goes, "This is a joke, right?" So I was in the promo. I was a sex predator.
Yeah.
In the promo. The next day,
you were portraying.
I was portraying a sex predator in the promo. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not a sex predator.
Right.
The day after this thing airs, Libby and I were out. We went to a Grater's Ice Cream. We're sitting there eating ice cream together. This woman and her kid were 2 tables over. She takes a look at me. She leaves. She got up and got the hell out of there.
Man.
Back to the DUI.
Yeah.
So people think that I'm a sex predator who has a DUI. And also, I have a sketch artist of me, so clearly I'm like violent.
You're all over the place.
I know. My concern, the thing I was worried about with the DUI is like, I knew taking this DUI test, whether I passed or failed, I ain't going to jail. Yeah. Because it's something that we're doing for an experiment.
It'd be kind of if they did take you to jail. That wouldn't happen.
I was at the police station. But I mean, I wasn't nervous at all. Yeah. And so I know that anybody who's driving who is taking one of these is nervous as hell. They do not want to be arrested. Right. And so that would probably impair maybe how they took the test. I feel responsible to say, please, if you're out, do not drink and drive.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Just don't.
It's stupid.
Call a cab, call an Uber, call me. I'll come get you.
Yeah.
Do not drink and drive.
Yeah, don't do
ever.
that.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by the AMC Gremlin, a new standard of subcompact cars. It's actually shorter than Vega and Pinto, but inside there's plenty of room. With Gremlin, you can order the luxury of optional Levi's interior, Soundex all-transistor AM radio, and cigarette lighter. While being cheaper than Vega or Pinto, it's faster. Under the hood, the 199 Torque Command 6-cylinder engine is happy to provide you more power than the others. Got a hill to climb? Need to overtake a slower driver? Gremlin gives you the kind of response that makes driving fun. Whatever you're up to, Gremlin is up to it. Gremlin, the economy car that doesn't look like one. See your local AMC dealer today. Now, back to the show.
You know how you're always saying, wouldn't it be great if you could watch a movie again for the first time?
Yeah.
You can kind of do that when you watch it with your kid who's watching a movie for the first time.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, Cameron had a sleepover. Libby and I watched 2 movies with Jacob. We watched The Shawshank Redemption and Fargo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. He had never seen either of them.
Yeah.
He was out of his mind with Shawshank Redemption. I wish we had seen them in alternate order because as much as I love Fargo, it doesn't hold up as well.
The heck do you mean?
Okay.
So
it does. You've seen Fargo, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene in Fargo where she goes and meets her friend for dinner.
Mike Hanakita?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's like, I'm just so lonely, and he wants to give her a hug and whatever. It had nothing to do with the movie. They could have taken that completely out because I didn't quite understand it then, and now I really don't understand why it's in the movie now.
Yeah, that movie gets overshadowed. All I can think of is, the heck do you mean? Heck do you mean?
What the heck do you mean?
Yeah.
The heck do you mean?
He shot me in the face.
You lied to me,
He
Mr.
shot me in the
Lundberg.
face. Yeah.
You lied to me.
Well, they put that True Coat on at the factory.
Yeah.
Okay, real good then.
So you going to the Gophers game? Oh yeah, you betcha.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, I'll catch him for you. Hi.
Yeah.
It's Dad.
So I loved Fargo. Watching it again,
Yeah.
oh my God, when Proudfoot comes in there and is beating Steve Buscemi across the back with his belt.
Yeah. I don't
I was like, okay, this is a lot more violent than
It is a very violent
I remembered
movie.
the wood chipper scene,
Uh-huh.
and I knew that was coming up.
Yeah.
But there's some other things
I
in
just
there
don't
that I
remember
forgot.
a lot of it. Now,
But
my movie from the Coen brothers is The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Okay.
And it goes back and forth with Raising Arizona, but Big Lebowski
Raising
has a special
Arizona is
place
my
in my
jam.
heart.
Okay.
I love Raising Arizona so much.
Yeah.
Hey, these blow up into funny shapes at all?
Well, no, unless round is funny.
But anyway, so Fargo
Yeah.
didn't quite hold up.
Uh-huh.
Shawshank Redemption,
Oh.
Jacob loved every frame of that movie.
Did he lose his mind when the pebble went through
the poster? Okay.
Andrew set bolt upright on this on the thing. He's like, "What?
Hey, what happened?
Dude, here it comes."
So here we're getting there. We're getting to the part, and they're like, everybody, and the gates open up,
Yeah.
and all the prisoners come
Yeah.
out. Andy's not there, and then that reminded Jacob of something. He goes, "Oh, that reminds me. Hey, can you pause it for a second?" I'm like, "No."
No.
And he's like, "Dad, seriously."
No.
I was like, "No, I'm not." I was like, "Jacob, no."
Yeah. We're not going to have a discussion.
I'm not. No.
Yeah.
And then we
It's
watched
like stopping right before a Rocky montage. No, you're going to let it go.
We watched the scene,
Uh-huh.
and then Andy Dufresne is there in the
Yeah,
rain and everything.
I miss my friend. Yeah.
Andy crawled to freedom through 500 yards of smelling foulness I can't even imagine.
You really wanted to pause it, right? It's like, Luke, hey, Dad, can you pause it for a second?
Yeah. So yeah,
Just
Andrew.
find out he's his damn father.
Andrew was going back and forth between his phone and watching. Like he would like check scores on his phone, and then the instant that the warden turns around and everybody's in on it.
Lord, it's a miracle! Man up and vanished like a fart in the wind. Nothing left but some damn rocks on the windowsill. And that cupcake on the wall. Let's ask her. Maybe she knows. What say you there, Fuzzy Britches?
Even her, and throws the
Yeah.
I just saw it was like you remember Halloween, the first Halloween where Michael Myers just sits bolt upright behind.
Yep.
That's what he did on the couch. It was he was like, what?
Yeah.
And then like for the next, I mean, it's probably the most satisfying ending in cinematic history, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything comes together. You see, like you immediately want to start the movie over. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Usual Suspects is similar.
I was just going to say
you
The
want to
Usual
go back
Suspects.
and watch that from the beginning.
Yeah,
after
you want to
see
go
that.
back and what did I miss?
Yeah.
That's exactly
I
what
love
was gonna
movies
say.
like that.
Yeah.
I'll throw one of my favorite movies of all time is Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they did it, and then you go back, and it's like, well, they kind of cheated a little bit, but really, if you're really, really paying attention, you can kind of see, you're like, oh, this is where they were doing that other thing.
Yeah.
They're not showing you right now, but yeah.
But
That's great. Yeah, Shawshank is the perfect movie to watch.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
And I was telling Jacob, I'm like, okay, so it bombed at the movies.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
did not do business at the theater. And they've got their speculations why. Nobody understood the title.
Yeah.
People kind of knew who Tim Robbins was.
Yeah.
They kind of knew
It's
who
kind
Morgan
of
Freeman was.
before he was really famous.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
before either of them were like mega stars.
Uh-huh.
They'd seen them. Nobody knew who Frank Darabont was. the
Clancy
writer.
Brown was probably the biggest star in that movie at that point.
Yeah.
The-
he's the voice of Mr. Krabs.
You know,
on
he's
SpongeBob.
the Highlanders. He's the Kurgan in the Highlander.
I did not know that. I just
Yeah.
know he's Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, nobody knew who any of them were.
Uh-huh.
And it's like based on the Stephen King novel, a short story.
Novella.
novella
Yeah.
that nobody had read.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's different.
It was part of like a 4-story
Four
series.
Past Midnight.
Yeah.
Stephen King fan here.
So it just bombed.
Yeah.
And then, it goes to Blockbuster, and I watched it. I'm like, holy crap, you got to see this. And then, everybody, and then it just spread like wildfire. But here's the thing.
Fun fact before you go further. Red in the short story or the novella is a white guy with red hair. That's why he's named Red.
Right.
And that's part of the why it's funny when he says, why are you named Red? Like,
maybe it's because I'm Irish. Yeah.
Because in the book, he actually is an Irish dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there who's a member of the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences, you need to have a category where it's like, we realize that we fucked up.
Yeah.
And they need to just say, look, The Shawshank Redemption is an Academy Award worthy picture.
Yeah.
And just give it to them. Just call them, say, we screwed up.
Yeah.
Here. Now,
take the one you gave Moonstruck and give it over to Shawshank Redemption.
You're going to take away Cher's Oscar?
I never saw it, so I'm fine with that.
She was good in Moonstruck. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
I like Cher. I'm not like a mega Cher fan, but she was good in Moonstruck. Snap out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the year that it was Forrest Gump. Okay. Pulp Fiction.
I mean,
and Shawshank, and then the other two were, oh my God, 4 Weddings and a Funeral and Quiz Show. Okay, 4 Weddings and a Funeral and Quiz Show. It should have been a 3-pony race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if Forrest Gump didn't win, it would have gone to Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And I was explaining that to Libby because I know everything about pictures and film and that type of thing. And she's like, she didn't quite understand Pulp Fiction. Nobody understood it the first time. Everybody understood Pulp Fiction the second time.
There's periods of time where everything is concentrated into a couple of years. Like you mentioned all those movies in that year. I keep seeing this post on Facebook of where Nirvana's Nevermind, Pearl Jam 10, Metallica's Black Album, Octung Baby from that.
They came out
all
the same
came
year.
out within the same. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And Guns N' Roses.
Appetite.
Yeah, or the Illusion.
Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Yeah, all those came out within like a year of each other.
Right.
And all the Marvel thing. I don't think Marvel is as popular now as it was during the Endgame and all that stuff. That all kind of...
They're losing their mind.
That all kind of collaborated.
We'll talk about that on another episode.
Or in the Lord of the Rings. Everything was hobbits and wizards for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
They're making a new movie.
The Hobbits?
Yeah.
What movie are they making?
An animated movie. The War of the Rohirrim next year.
Okay.
According to some random Facebook post I saw, it could be
if it's on the internet, it's true. Yeah.
It was on the interwebs.
Well, then, of course it's going to happen. So. We'd like to thank you for listening to this comedy podcast.
Yeah. This is hilarious as shit. You all loved it.
All about DUIs and...
You know what? There's a whole
150
odd other numbered back there. And depending on when you're hearing this, there could be 800 episodes out there.
Yeah, you can go to...
they are all
IrritableDadSyndrome.com.
They're all better than this one. Every single one of them.
Yeah. Well, except for the Halloween episode.
Yeah. Go to our website and support us with your money.
Please.
Buy things, send us money on Patreon, just send us money.
Well, I'd like to say we went to the orthodontist today and got the estimate of what it's going to cost for Cameron to get his braces. Please send us money on Patreon.
See, some people, it's generally frowned upon
until it hurts.
Ask for money on a podcast.
Doesn't bother me.
I'm not really asking you. I'm demanding it.
I'm telling you right now. I need you to start sending us money.
If you're driving, I get it. Wait till you get to your destination.
If you could see Cameron's teeth,
he's
never going to get married unless he gets his braces. God, I'm going to hell. I hope to see you next time on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darin Cox production, copyright 2023. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this podcast without the express written consent of Mike Odell, Darin Cox, or me, Dave Lay, is strictly prohibited. Thank you.
That was the longest night of my life.
I'm not going to talk about hot dogs. I'm going to tease it on the next.
You said you were going to talk about hot dogs.
I'm going to tease it on the next episode.
Oh, so you're lying to him again?
Yeah.
You said you're going to talk about hot dogs, but no, you're not going to talk about hot dogs.
Wasting time because you're editing all this out.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Vinyl. It's making a comeback. It's making a comeback, you know. Now back to you guys in the studio. Okay, just take 2.
Looks like she's going to turn cold tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got that right.
Don't take legal advice from anyone
Especially on Irritable Dad
on
Syndrome.
a comedy podcast, ever.
Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H? What are you talking about? I'm just saying it. Cool Whip. You put Cool Whip on pie. Pie tastes better with Cool Whip. Say whip. Whip. Now say Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. You're eating hair.
Recording stopped.